Hello, it's Monica from Crafting with Quilling Lady and welcome to day number 5 of 12 days of Christmas in July 2026. Today I'm going to show you how to create super quick shaker card. I've got 7 by 7 inches card base, then the gold card measures 6 3/4 by 6 3/4 of an inch. I already die cut a circle here so I can save it for later. I'm going to use that paper part that I got last year from the shop Action in Poland, and I'm going to use those gnomes to create a panel, and then I'm also going to use some circle nesting dice that you saw just a few moments ago. So here is the panel here measuring 6.5 by 6.5 of an inch, and I'm going to create a white panel that will go behind, which is 6 1/4 by 6 1/4 of an inch. So that is how it's going to look like. But first, we're going to create a beautiful gold frame using those 2 circle nesting dice. So as you can see, this is the layout for the card. Now I'm going to use my pencil and draw the circle here. So it'll be easier for me later where to create a shaker element. If you haven't heard about hashtag 12 Days of Christmas in July 2026, it is hosted by Monica Paper Mona, and together with Katarina, we're going to bring you some beautiful Christmas inspiration for the first 12 days in July at 7 a.m. UK time. So if you'd like to take part in this collaboration, I left the prompts in the description down below so you can have a look. Here I've got my template ready where to create the shaker element. So here I've got my cutting mat. I'm going to use a scrap piece of paper that will fit inside the circle I just drew using my pencil. So as you can see, this is how it's going to work. Now I'm going to create 2 shapes. The first one will be a beautiful triangle to create a Christmas tree shape, and then I'm going to create a 4-sided shape here. Then I'm going to use my scissors to cut it out. And this is the way to create your template. Super quick and simple, right? I absolutely love creating very quick and beautiful cards without any specific tools. So here I'm going to use my ruler just to make sure the lines are straight. So now when I'm happy with it, I'm going to place it here and I'm going to fussy cut it using my scissors. So if you don't have circle nesting dice, you can use a circle cutter as well, or you can use any other cutting dice you've got in your stash to create your own version of this shaker card. So here, as you can see, I'm going to find the middle point here. I thought I'm not going to measure it with a ruler, which is literally on the right hand side. I decided to use the grid on my mat. Anyway, it did work a little bit, but in the end, I'm going to create one more tracing element, which you will see in a moment. If you'd like to take part in this absolutely fabulous collaboration hosted by Monica, as I told you, all the information is in the description down below, and I absolutely encourage you to check Monica's and Katarina's beautiful inspirational tutorials, and the links are in the description down below. Here I'm going to use my craft knife and a metallic ruler to create those cut lines. And this is very crucial to have a cut mat underneath because you don't want to damage your surface. And when you go and check Monica's video, Paper Mona, you will see that she is hosting a giveaway as well, which I think is very cool. So go and check out her absolutely amazing inspiration. So here I'm going to cut a little bit more, and I've got 2 apertures, really quick and simple, right? So when this is ready, then we're going to adhere acetate. And I do have the leftover acetate from my previous project. So I do encourage you to keep everything that is left from your project because you might use them for other projects as well. Now it is time to erase all the pencil marks and no one will ever see them. So now I'm going to use red liner tape because I think this is the best way to adhere the acetate. Have you ever created a Christmas shaker card? If you have, what shape did you use? I'm really curious, so please let me know in the comments down below. As you can see, I'm putting quite a lot of red liner tape. I really want to make sure the acetate will be adhered there forever for the shaker element. So when this is ready, I'm going to burnish it with my scoring tool, and this is the best way to make sure everything is adhered properly. Now as you can see, I've got the transparent acetate. I'm going to use my scissors to cut the excess off. So here I'm not going to measure anything, I'm just going to cut it. So it is super quick and simple. And with the leftover, I'm going to use the acetate for my tomorrow's project, so stay tuned for that. And also, this evening I'm going to have another fancy fold for you, so go and check it out later as well, especially if you're a new subscriber. So here I'm going to peel off the backing of the red liner tape. It will be time to adhere the acetate, and then we can move on to the next step. As it is a shaker card, we need some dimension. And to do it, I'm going to use double-sided foam adhesive. You can use whatever is in your stash. You can also use some chipboard as well, and that will be absolutely fine. However, whenever you create a shaker element, make sure the tape actually touches on the sides, because you don't want any shaker elements to leave your shaker mechanism. Right? I hope it makes sense. So here I'm going to place the double-sided foam adhesive around the aperture I created, and then also I'm going to add some double-sided foam adhesive on the sides as well, so every single bit will be on the same level. And I do encourage you to do the same when you create your own shaker card for Christmas. I wonder, have you started your Christmas cards this year? If you have, please let me know how many have you created. As you can see, this is my 5th today. Here are some shaker elements I got last year from the shop called Action in Poland. And you know what happens when you use some of the shaker elements. They will go everywhere, and I really mean it. So on the right hand side, I've got lots of gold edges, which I'm going to tidy up in a moment. So here I'm going to place them, and for the bottom part I decided to use those beautiful snowflakes. I think the gold and that turquoise will work really well for this card, because I'm going to use some gold and also that dark design paper. So this one measures 6 1/4 by 6 1/4 of an inch. Now I'm going to peel off the backing of double-sided tape, and here you have to be very careful not to move that mechanism, because if you do, all these shaker elements will go every single place, and we don't want that, right? I'm going to add a few drops of liquid glue just to make sure all the elements will be adhered forever. I'm going to press it really hard and make sure the glue is set before I turn it over, and the shaker elements work. What's really problematic for me, I usually add too many shaker elements, so today I try to add a few less. Here, as you can see, I've got a gold ribbon with the sentiment in Polish, which says Merry Christmas. I haven't used it, and I've got this ribbon for 2 years now, so today I thought today is the day to finally use it. I really like it, and I think it will work really well with the gold metallic card I'm going to use as well, together with the gold pearls, which you will see later on. And whenever you use a ribbon, I do encourage you to use red liner tape. Now it is time to adhere our mechanism, all the gold beautiful cardstock, to create really nice frame. When this is ready, I'm going to use some red liner tape to add it literally in the middle where the ribbon is. I'm going to burnish it, peel off the backing, and this way that ribbon is not going to move at all. So when this is ready, I'm going to place everything at the front of the card, and as you remember, it is 7 by 7 inches. And then I'm going to place that gold circle which you saw earlier. And just to make sure it also has some dimension, I'm going to use some double-sided foam adhesive. And whenever I do it, I always like to add few drops of liquid glue, then place the foam adhesive around, and then peel off the backing, add few drops of liquid glue, and then place it. And this way, I'm going to have white and gold frame for my shaker element. How often do you use gold for your Christmas makes? Is that your favorite color for Christmas crafts? Please let me know in the comments down below. And as I told you earlier, don't forget to check Monica's, Paper Mona's, and also Katerina's videos. And I do wonder which project is your favorite so far, because I saw so many people commenting, and that really makes a difference to us. And I know 2 of the crafters already shared their beautiful makes for hashtag 12 days of Christmas in July 2026 on Instagram. So yes, you can use our hashtag and put everything on your social media. And as I told you, all the prompts are in the description down below. Here I added some gold pearls, I couldn't resist, and the cut is completed. What do you think about this? Please let me know in the comments down below. It stands proudly on a flat surface, and there is plenty of space to write your message inside. Thank you so much for watching and spending that time with me. Don't forget to like this video, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And see you in the evening for really cool fancy fold, and tomorrow for another Christmas project. Have a wonderful day and happy crafting!